Hey guys, welcome to our playthrough through the 5 finalists of the Berlin Free Orchestra competition. And I really must say, normally our work at Orchestral Tools looks like you will have meetings or recording sampling sessions. I mean, we just came back from 2 weeks of sampling. And although it's fun, more fun is listening through music. And this is where I really enjoy my job. And I had so much fun to listen through the music that you sent us. We had over hundreds of pieces of music that you composed. It's really amazing stuff. And as I mentioned, we listen through the 5 finalists today. And I'm here with my colleague, Philipp, yeah? And Philipp, he will also guide us through the 5 things together. He's a composer. You know him probably also from some of the videos that we did before. So yeah, Philipp, maybe you can start with the first submission.
Yeah. So now we're going to listen to the 5th place, which was Paul Carroll.
Oh, nice.
So I think immediately this transition from the beginning, which is very slow, and into this very dynamic shot was very smoothly done. Very nice, the introduction of some themes and some nice colorful orchestration there. So I really like that.
I also like you have this mysterious introduction, and then at one point you have this movement coming from the instruments beyond the theme, which is very nice.
Yeah, and it feels very natural.
Yeah.
All in all.
Pretty good mock-up, actually. I mean, for what you can get out of the Berlin Free Orchestra, it's amazing, yeah.
Also a very nice detail when she starts smiling and the music suddenly shifts and just becomes a bit more happy.
Very nice. A little sweet, I would say a little bit too sweet, but, but somehow it works quite well together with the picture. Yeah. I think you can afford it. I like this, the slow down of it and then this piano texture.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
I mean, maybe the triangle at the end was a bit loud, but kind of poked through, but everything else, very, very nice mock-up.
Probably it's because we deliver, 20 dynamic layers on the triangle.
Exactly,
for the Berlin Free Orchestra.
Yeah.
So. Now let's go ahead with the next entry. It's from Vladlen Pupkov. So let's have a listen. Oh, that's nice. So this is really cool because, he really tried to use the samples in a different way by reversing the things, also with what he did with the Glock, but also with the flutes, this kind of flute texture, gives it a slightly sound designy direction, but still having this orchestral feel. That's very nice.
Yeah, that's also what made it really stand out to us in the beginning. Like we immediately went, okay, this is a different entry.
Yeah, what can you do with the sounds quite differently?
Yeah.
And I think the sound aspect is an important part of this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, also this chord of progression kind of gives a sense of exploring and a sense of like, okay, we're trying to get somewhere with this, but you're kind of not feeling, okay, it's exactly going in that direction or in that direction. It's very nice.
Also, this little shimmer on the flutes, and then
exactly.
you have this engine beyond that, behind that. That's very nice and has a very cinematic feel. This kind of entry shot into a movie. Nice build up, yeah.
Also interesting how the pointing of the shot is a bit differently. The other composer directly put his hit point on the smile, and he put it on the cut to the birds, which is interesting. The switch of music there, which is also a bit different, but it's very nice.
It's less cliché than.
Yeah, exactly. Also very nicely letting the sound design breathe there and letting the leaves like take over the atmosphere and just staying back a bit behind that.
Yeah, I agree. Nice also the use of the reverb, right? So how everything fades away and it's like a fade out, or kind of things go more into the back.
Yeah. Also nice callback to the beginning with the Glockenspiel. The Glockenspiel was reversed at the beginning and now it's playing out. It's very nice.
Yeah, like a butterfly thing.
Exactly. And a very nice overall arc, like coming back to the beginning idea in the end, which is very nice. Yeah.
Very nicely done. Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the next entry, which is by Julien Ando, which is the third place.
Oh, dramatic entry.
Oh yeah. This again kind of gives the same vibe to me as the last one, but totally different, which is, it's also like kind of exploring and exploration and finding new things and so on, but it's totally different from a harmonic side of view and so on. So it's interesting how different all of these entries can sound, scoring the same clip, basically.
It reminded me a little bit to number 5, right? That we had, not the last one, but the one before, when it comes to the harmonics.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this dramatic thing on the U-Bahn, you know?
Yeah.
By the way, that's the U-Bahn I always come to work. Yeah, it's the U1 and U3.
Yeah. I think that's very masterfully like orchestrated with very different kind of textures used there. It sounds totally different and it's very good.
Flying kind of feel. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the switches are like very, very nicely done and very smooth.
Nice how the brass is now the engine, you know, behind the theme.
Yeah.
It's really storytelling at this moment, right? Because you think like, oh, what happens now?
Yeah, exactly.
And then the music really underlines this little bit of a dramatic thing, and then this resolution with the harp, and no, it's all good, and starting composing now.
Yeah.
It's this switch is very nicely done.
Yeah, and everything else was kind of vague. Was not there was not a theme or something, and now it's beginning to kind of like everything was more on a pedal tone and something and stuff like that. So now it's becoming more harmony and it's getting a bit of a theme. So yeah.
True, yeah. Nice harmonics.
Yeah.
So that's the harmonies are very, very cool. Very well done. So
just the glockenspiel there. The note was
they all do this, right?
So a bit off. But yeah.
Yeah. So last time was the triangle. Now it's the glockenspiel.
Yeah. Very nice.
Nice magic touch. Now let's have a listen to the second place. It's composed by composer Viktor Järnström. So let's have a listen.
It's very interesting how this is a very different beginning compared to the others. We had like one which is more dramatic, one which is more tension, one is more sound designy. This one is now more on the sad side of things, and I really like that. That's very different to the others.
Yeah, and also I like the aspect of how it changes the perception of the story based on which direction you take as a composer. If you go more the sad thing, or more the mysterious or sound designy direction, it really changes how you see the movie. And nicely done.
Yeah,
nice aspect. Nice engine now, yeah. This is pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, I like it's a little bit too much on when you compare it with the video, but on its own as a piece of music, I enjoyed. I mean, I'm also personally a big fan of John Williams and Silvestri and this kind of 1990s styled adventure music. But this is why I really voted for this as well, because it has this feel in there, and as a music piece on its own, absolutely amazing, really nicely done. Yeah,
very, very nice change also with toms there, which we hadn't heard in any of the other entries so far. It's like using big percussion is kind of thing, right?
It's a bit too much, but we like it.
Yeah, it's a bit too much, but we like it. I also like the panning of the flutes there. Like he used two flutes, but there's not two flutes in there, but he kind of separated them by panning. Like one is more down the center, one is more to the right, which is very, very interesting way of like
building an ensemble out of the limited limited things you have.
Yeah, making use of the limited samples, but making the best out of them.
Yeah.
Very nice moment there, letting the ring bell breathe. But it kind of lost a bit of momentum before that. But again, it's very nicely introducing that theme to the music.
He's creating a moment of tension.
Yeah, exactly.
A moment of tension that actually doesn't really exist in the movie, right? It just exists because the music is doing the storytelling.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nice strings, nice harmonies on this.
Like the slowdown is very nicely orchestrated. I think it's like for me it was a bit too abrupt, but again kind of unique, and then taking the flute taking over, which was perfect, I think. And then the introduction of the rest of the orchestra again is very, very nice. And then these strings like fading it out and completely calming it down from this very exciting thing before is very strong.
And also interesting to hear like what people really create with just this limited set of the Berlin Free Orchestra. Even with little tweaks of, doing the panning different, like what you mentioned with the flutes, or how to mix things, how to change maybe the perspective of instruments, or reversing things like in the piece that we had before. It really shows like it's an amazing orchestra you can use to start over writing orchestral music. And I mean, this is really well done.
Yeah.
It's a nice cue. Yeah.
I'm also very interested in like what would happen if the second place got the Berlin Orchestra Pro, I think. I would be very interested what they would do with Berlin Orchestra Pro scoring this same clip.
But I mean, this is the idea also with the journey, right? To start off with the first sets of instruments, and you have dynamic layers and you have certain control over it. Sure, it's still limited, but probably it's maybe not a bad thing to start with a limited set, and then as your journey goes as a composer, you maybe start off with the bigger set of Berlin Orchestra Full, which gives you more articulations and more colors and instruments to express yourself in the music you write.
Yeah, exactly. So let's listen to the end.
That was very unexpected.
No Glockenspiel this time.
So, Jomon M John, he made the first place. So, are you curious?
I mean, I'm very curious.
We listened to it already, but maybe not everyone out there. So, let's have a listen to the first place, Jomon M John.
I think it's very interesting hit points here. It's like totally different to the hit points everybody else has done, which is kind of stood out to us in the judging process. So yeah, that's very, very good.
And also nice opening, and this goes really well together with the movie as well.
And a very nice way to separate yourself from each other. Yeah.
And also how he works with the percussion. It's really not the common way to do it. It's interesting to hear as a piece of music as well. It's really nice. It really gives, this moment of air and breath, and you can hear the sound design of the movie in between. It takes itself a little back, has this very airy emotion and feel.
Yeah. It's again very it's very percussion driven here.
Yeah.
Like with a lot of accents and a lot of small things which I really like, which is very, very detailed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not going too overboard, like it's not having that huge climax that everybody else did, which is like kind of a bit more fitting to the picture itself, because it's not going crazy in like showing big buildings and like huge landscapes. It's just taking it a bit smaller and really focusing on the picture and what vibe it gives. Mm-hmm. Which is very nice.
I guess it's also not the easy task, when creating your piece of music for that movie, because it's always like on one hand you want to show off what you are able to compose, and on the other hand it needs to fit and go together well with the movie. And I think he's doing it in the right balance. Yeah. again, storytelling.
Yeah.
This is the start of a journey. It's
Exactly.
not, not the end of it. This made it for me outstanding because it was one of the few compositions who really did this, this start feel at the end.
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. And it was part of the video that we mentioned on the website that we wanted to see like the journey, and he made it very nicely to have a journey over the video, but also saying at the end, okay, this is the start of the journey and the start of her musical ideas and so on. So it's very, very nicely done there and very, very different from everybody else.
And also it makes sense when you watch the movie, with the tree at the end and she's sitting there composing and you see like the ideas in the shape of the tree that expands from there.
Yeah.
This is really like very focused to what the story tries to tell at this moment. Yeah. So this also makes for me like this is the winner piece.
Yeah. But it goes without saying that it was very hard to judge a winner there. I think we saw that all of the top 5 were really, really, really high quality, and it was not easy to like choose a winner out of these.
And it's also just the quantity of entries and submissions that we got, right? Hundreds of composers wrote a piece using Berlin Free Orchestra for this competition, and it really took more time than what we have expected. We needed to delay it. So also sorry from our end that it took a little more while to go through all the entries, but important to all of us was like to really listen through all the pieces of music and to give everyone a fair chance and don't just do the mass process or something. This is not what we wanted to do. And I think it's fair to say like, hey, we delayed a little bit, but therefore really take the time to listen through all of these.
Yeah.
Everyone, thanks so much for taking part in this very nice competition, for using Berlin Free Orchestra in your music. Thanks so much also for you watching it, and listen through the music. And you will find out way more of the music if you just use the hashtag Berlin Composer Journey, which gives you all the entries on YouTube. It's really worth to listen through some of them. And it's also a nice show off of what you can do with Berlin Free Orchestra, which you can get on orchestraltools.com. Free of charge, of course. It's like an orchestra for everyone, for every composer to start over. And that's the idea, to democratize film composing with an orchestral instrument. And this is there for you. So thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for watching.